moving on in. Good job. Now, what Tommy was talking about earlier, and I'll take a little time and tell you a little bit, for those of you that don't know anything about the Skillet Liquors or where we come from, and what all happened, well, you're going to hear it. Back in late 1800s, mid 1800s, and after that, Thomas Edison invented the talking machine, I think, and they learned how to actually record things, you know, folks talking and things like that. Wasn't long until late 1800s when they started recording big bands and orchestras and operas and things like that for folks to sell. And things kept rocking along. Well, about 1923, a guy by the name of Frank Walker out of New York City came down to this area, came down to Atlanta. He wanted to try something new. He wanted to try to record some of the kind of music he liked, which was just, they didn't even call it country music back then. They just, you know, it's just basically folk music, or they even called it old-time music. Even way back then, a lot of this music was even old. But they started recording it, you know, thinking, well, there ain't nothing to it. But Frank came down and started asking in the area, who should I record? Who would be somebody to try out this kind of music? Well, my great-grandfather Gid and some around here, they'd already kind of gained a lot of popularity through the fiddle contests and such as that in Atlanta. The fiddle contests were a great big deal. You know, 20, 30, 40,000 people would go to the fiddle contest in Atlanta every year, or Chattanooga, or Birmingham, or wherever they may be. And my great-grandfather, he kind of got to be pretty notable in these things. So they said, get Gid. Well, they asked Gid, he asked Gid, he said, Gid, would like for you to come to New York City and record a few records and see if we could sell them. And Papa Tanner said, well, I'll do it if I can bring along a buddy of mine by the name of Riley Puckett, guitar player, accompaniment. He said, well, bring him on, we'll try it out. Well, they went up to New York City and they recorded a few songs, and lo and behold, the stuff didn't sell. And things had rocked along pretty good, where even us old hillbillies started buying some of these talking machines and such, and we had them, so we started buying records, and they wanted to buy the records that they liked, which was this old music. They called them tunes old and familiar. And from there, a couple of years later, he come down and kind of put together an all-star cast of musicians around here and dubbed them the Skillet Lickers. And they rocked on and kept doing music well on up into about 1931 before they disbanded. But they did a lot of sides for Columbia Records, and they actually started through this process that Frank had with the Skillet Lickers. They were actually, lo and behold, developed basically the whole country music model. Even today, you know, they started figuring out what worked and what didn't work and what to do and what not to do. Well, they learned a lot of that with Skillet Lickers and a lot of the groups like that. And this Atlanta area was the prime recording spot back then. It wasn't Nashville or New York or anywhere like that. It turned out to be they come down here and got a lot of their talent. So here we are 90 years later, and we're still going at it. And we have a lot of fun with it. You know, we keep it going. My son Josh, he's here somewhere. Are you here? Oh. Yeah, he's just like a business manager. He ain't going to be around for the good stuff. But he keeps us going. Got us on Facebook and YouTube and all the stuff. You know, when I used to think, well, you know, as this generation dies out, this old stories and these old Skillet Licker stories and things, they won't really care much about it. But Josh, he got on the internet and started researching some of this stuff and said, look at this, Daddy, this is cool, this is cool. And I thought, well, if a 13 or 14, 15-year-old kid thinks some of this stuff's kind of cool, well, we'll start telling her story. So I've actually sat down and wrote a play that tells the story of, we call it country music as seen through the eyes of the Skillet Lickers, and we have Frank Walker that tells the story of the Skillet Lickers and how it works. So we're working that out and done it a couple of times, and it's gone over real good. We're actually got it scheduled, if anybody's interested, for August the 8th, August the 3rd, right? August the 3rd, which is a Monday night, and it's at the historic Canton Theater. None of y'all have kids in school, so that don't matter anymore. It's Monday night, traffic will be done. It's going to be at 7 o'clock. Call up there and get your ticket. Jump in the car. Go up early, find you a restaurant, eat there at Williams Barbecue, or go on Coastal Grill or something, and make an evening of it. Come to the theater, and we'll put on a show for you like you ain't never seen us do. we'll be dressed up, you know, bright lights, smoke, and that's all. That's just in the parking lot before you ever go in. So it really gets good when you get in there now. But we've combined a lot of stuff. We tell the story and we weave the music, and we tell, you know, about a lot of later artists that came on from the Skillet Lickers that actually took influence from the Skillet Lickers. People like Hank Williams and Bob Wills, and even, you know, work our way on into some Flat Scruggs and some George Jones and Hank Williams and stuff like that. And it's pretty neat. There's actually some ties that go through there, and we'll tell you all about it. Y'all come up and see us. There's some flyers I think Josh brought. We'll leave them out here. Grab one of those. We'd love for you to come. Love for you to see it. You can look us up on Facebook, on skilletlickers.com or skilletlickers.org or Facebook/skilletlickers and find out all about it. But we'd love for you to come if you can. Put it on your calendar and come see us. Why don't we do one of those, we had a request a while ago since we brought up Hank Williams. How about a Hank Williams song?
Yeah. All right. We know what
Hank wouldn't have done it this way, but we like doing his music. Goodbye, Joe, you gotta go, me oh my oh. You gotta hold my B-roll across the mango. I'll be the born sweetest one, me oh my oh. And son of a gun, we're gonna have big fun on the bayou. Well, jump like off this pipe-delay gumbo. Tonight I'm gonna see my cherry. We'll pick guitars, fill fruit jars, and the gale. And son of a gun, we're gonna have big fun on the bayou. Place buzzing. Kinfolk come to see him on, you know, by the dozen. They all dress in style, go hard wild, me oh my oh. And son of a gun, we're gonna have big fun on that bayou. Well, jump like from this pipe-delay gumbo. Tonight I'm gonna see my cherry. We'll pick guitars, fill fruit jars, and the gale. And son of a gun, we're gonna have big fun with that banjo. How about the Cajun banjo? All right, now that you know all about us, we're going to get to those requests.